You seem so normal. You don't look autistic. You're so articulate though. Have you heard those too? What if I told you that every time someone calls you high functioning, what they're really saying is high masking? Let's unpack what that really means and why it means more than you realise. I'm Michelle, and this is Late Diagnosed, a channel where I share my own journey in being late diagnosed with autism and ADHD. It's a channel where I break down what it actually means to not have support until much later in life, when you finally understand that you were never broken, you just have a different neurotype. Today we're diving into the topic, why the label high functioning doesn't just miss the point, it hides the truth, especially for late diagnosed women like me, or maybe like you. High functioning is a term people throw around to describe someone who appears to manage daily life well. Maybe they hold a job, they maintain relationships. But here's the problem. It's based on how comfortable other people are around us, not how much we're struggling inside. It doesn't measure internal exhaustion, sensory overwhelm, anxiety, burnout. It just says, you don't make me feel uncomfortable, so you must be fine. Oh yeah. So what does masking really look like? Masking, as I've said in a few videos previously, is the chameleon act we perform in order to fit in. It's the way that we appear to be neurotypical because we've already learnt over a long time that our neurodivergence, even if we didn't understand that's what it was, but the way we are was not acceptable. So we learned to blend in. We script. And by that I mean we actually work out what we're going to say beforehand. Oftentimes we will play a conversation in our head, what the other person's going to say and how I'm going to respond. And if they respond this way, then I'm going to respond that way. And what if they say this? And then maybe I'll say that. And that is something that becomes very exhausting. But it is something that we do all the time, and that's a form of masking. We suppress our stimming. And stimming can come in a variety of different forms. It can be twirling your hair, it can be biting your nails, it can be picking at your nails, which is one thing that I do. It can be doodling. It can be lots of different things in order to try and self-soothe and self-regulate. We will often fake eye contact. I actually heard it said recently that someone who was neurodivergent as a child had said to their parent, how do I do that? How do I, keep eye contact? And the parent, who obviously wasn't neurodivergent, didn't understand the question and wondered why on earth they were even asking that, because it's a given. But to us who are neurodivergent, it's not a given. Myself, I've learnt what to do over the years. We understand that we need to keep eye contact, and that's really important because it's engaging. And when we don't keep eye contact, it can be actually quite distracting for the other person. But it does make us uncomfortable. So when I'm looking at a person, it's like, which eye do I look at, and how long do I keep eye contact for, and when do I look away, and how long is too long, and all of that happens inside our brain while we're trying to listen to the conversation. It's exhausting. We oftentimes will smile on the outside even though we're crumbling on the inside. That's another form of masking. We hide what it is that we are truly feeling because we've already learned that how we're feeling is not acceptable. People don't want to know how we're really feeling. And so we've learnt to suppress it, we've learnt to hide it, we've learnt to be a chameleon in the environment that we find ourselves in our neurotypical world. So after a full day of this, oh yeah, we're exhausted. We collapse. In silence, in shame, in feelings of guilt, in shutdown, in meltdown, or in all of the above. Masking is survival. It's not a successful display of a neurodivergent brain being neurotypical. It's not healthy. Here's what happens when we're called high functioning. We stop getting taken seriously. Our needs are not met. Our burnout is explained as anxiety or depression. Our doctors try and put us on antidepressants. You're depressed. The symptoms will look similar, but it's not the same thing. We don't get accommodations. We don't get support because we're high functioning. Worse, we start believing the mask that we've put up, and we stop believing in ourselves, and we wonder why we're always so exhausted, why the energy we used to have is just not there anymore. Life feels like we're constantly on stage, constantly performing, constantly meeting the expectations of everyone around us, and slowly dying inside. The truth is, high functioning, people praise the way we appear to them, how comfortable it makes them feel. But at what cost? If you were diagnosed late like me, chances are you've been masking for decades. We've become experts at being fine. How are you? Fine. We've built our whole lives around what we know people expect us to be. But we're not ourselves. We're not being authentic. And when the mask finally cracks, oh, and it will, when burnout hits and shutdowns become far more frequent, we're told we're not trying hard enough. Again, but maybe for the first time, we're just not masking hard enough to make the people around us feel comfortable anymore. So what do we do? The first step is stop accepting high functioning as a compliment. We start telling the truth about what it costs us to exist in a neurotypical world. We name the mask. And we begin the very messy but very necessary job of unmasking. And we do it not for the comfort of others, but for your nervous system, your life, your peace. If this hit home, you're not alone. Drop a heart in the comments if you're learning to unmask too, so I know who's with me. Next week, I'll be sharing real life examples of what I did to start unmasking and how terrifying and also freeing that it has been. You don't want to miss that one, especially if you're starting down that road yourself. And if you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who still thinks high functioning means you're okay. Because the truth is, we deserve better than a label that hides how hard we work just to be seen. Catch you in the next one.